After realizing her cat was missing, a Lubbock woman was sent into shock again when she saw him sitting on top of a power pole in an alley behind her house. KCBD News Channel 11's Brittany Michelson shows us what happened next.
He is not an outside cat. It's very unfamiliar territory when he goes outside.
Little Ash found himself in extremely unfamiliar territory when he climbed up this power pole Saturday. That evening, his owner, Priscilla Justice, set out his food but didn't hear his pitter-patter coming to the bowl. After hours of looking at one that morning, she heard his meow.
And as I go back out to the alley, I'm by the dumpster, and I start looking up in the trees, and out of the blue, I just see a glimpse of white.
Justice didn't know what to do and stayed up all night worrying. She figured Ash had already been there for hours when she found him and knew the alley was covered in cacti below. The next day, she got to making phone calls and posting in Lubbock Facebook groups. She called LPNL but was told a crew may not make it out until Monday morning. Then, to her surprise,
somebody tagged me. Matt Rose had messaged that he saw the post and he would be sending a crew within the hour. But as I was reading the post, they were driving up.
A crew of linemen came to the rescue, shutting off the power and bringing Ash back down to safety.
I mean, I really don't know what to say because they didn't have to. It was Sunday and he's just a cat, you know, but he's my cat. And they rescued him. They brought him down.
Matt Rose with LPNL, who sent the crew, is grateful Justice went through the proper channels to get Ash down. He says in any instance when live electrical equipment is involved, LPNL needs to be the one to respond.
And at the end of the day, we're just very happy that the cat's home safe, that our crews were able to conduct this work, and that nobody was hurt in the process of kind of helping the community.
Since the rescue, Ash has been getting pampered and steering clear of doors.
He can't survive outside. He just doesn't know how, obviously.
Brittany Michelson, KCBD News Channel 11.